All right. So happy Tuesday. So we're not gonna do the sticky bars activity. It's okay. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna answer this question on your own, and I would probably put this in your notes as well. Okay, so don't freak out, but this is an algebraic equation. So we talked about this yesterday, just a little bit, but go ahead and try to solve this and then pause the video and then check your answer. All right, so on this one, yesterday we talked about how it moves. So, like for instance, this you could just like pick this up and like move it over here because this is in the top right hand corner. So this is like being like right here in the top right hand corner. Now, since these are beside each other and it creates a straight line, this creates linear pairs. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 120, we're going to add it to 4x minus 12, and we're going to set that equal to 180. And then now we can actually solve. Okay. So if we take 120 and we subtract 12, we're going to get 108 plus 4x equals 180. And then if we subtract 108, I'm sorry, I wish they always give us some space. Yeah, like that's going to give us 4x equals 180 minus 108 is going to give us 72. And then we're going to divide by 4. And so that's going to give us 18. Okay, so x is going to equal 18. All right, so even though that there's algebraic expressions, don't freak out about it. Okay, you just kind of have to remember that vocab. Vocab's going to be really important in this one. Okay, so we're going to practice solving problems using our knowledge of parallel lines and transversals. Okay, so lines M and N are parallel and are cut by the transversal line. Determine the value of x in the figure below. So, like I said, this is almost like taking a group and then repeating that group. Okay, so this is in the bottom right-hand corner. So all I'm going to do is place that right here. Okay, and you're going to be able to determine the value of x and then find the measure of every single angle. Okay, so once we find x, then we can find the rest of them. So since these are beside each other and it creates 180, we can add them together and set them equal to 180. So 45 plus the 35 is going to give me 80 plus 5x equals 180. I'm going to subtract 80 from both sides. And so that's going to give me 5x equals 100. I'm going to divide both sides by 5. And so x is going to equal 20. Now, if I'm trying to find the measure of each angle, I'm going to take 20 and I'm going to plug it back in here to figure this guy out. Okay, so 20, plug back in here. And that's going to give me 5 times 20 plus 35. So this is going to equal 135. So angle 8 is going to equal 135. Now, when you take notes on this, I would suggest instead of like writing all of this completely out, I would set up the equation and then I would say like what it is, like linear pairs. Okay, like the reason why you're doing what you're doing. Okay. All right, now over here, we've got 45, and that's going to be in the bottom left-hand corner. So that means that angle 3 is also going to be 45 degrees. Okay, the way you're going to see this right now is angle 3 is going to be equal to 45 degrees. Okay, and this is the angle symbol, just in case you didn't know. All right, now since these are vertical lines, and this is corresponding to that bottom left. Since these are across from each other, this is going to be vertical to angle 3, which means that this is going to be 45 degrees. If this is 45 degrees, then angle 6 is a vertical. And that's also going to be 45 degrees. If this guy is 135, it's in the bottom left-hand corner. Well, this is equal to 135 because of corresponding angles. Since this is 135, this can be a vertical angle with that one. So that would be 135. This is also a vertical angle with this guy. So that's going to give me 135. Okay. So like once you figure out what the two angles that you're working with are, boom, you just kind of repeat the pattern over and over again. Okay. One thing that you can also remember is these are alternate exterior angles. This guy and this guy. So angle 1 and angle 8. Those are alternate exterior, so those are going to be the same. And then these are alternate exterior, so angle 2 and this one. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, I know that's a lot of information. I would type out, hey, it's a vertical angle. Hey, it's a vertical angle. That kind of thing. Okay. All right, so lines M and N are parallel. All they always tell us is they have to tell us that these lines are parallel. They're cut by the transversal, which is this line. Determine the value of X in the figure below. Okay, so take a moment. I want you to think about this one, and then I want you to solve. All right, now this guy's in the bottom left-hand corner. So what I like to do is I like to go ahead and place him down here. And these are vertical angles. Okay, so we're not going to add them together and set them equal to 180. Okay, so X plus 115. And we're going to set it equal to 105 because they're equal to each other. They're congruent. So now I'm going to subtract. And so X is going to equal negative 10. Okay, so X is going to equal negative 10 on this one. And that's all they asked for. They didn't ask for us to solve any other angle. Excuse me. Okay, so here's some practice. This is what you're going to actually turn in today. And I am grading this one. So I need you to make sure that you complete this one. If I can get this. Okay, I think I'm gonna print this out and send it to y'all. If y'all don't get it, let me know. Like, get the physical copy. So, that's what you're gonna be working on today. And then I need you to complete this one digitally. Okay, so here it is again. This one is going to be on paper. You're gonna turn in paper, turn in. And then this one, you're going to complete digitally because this is going to set us up for tomorrow. Okay. So go ahead and make sure that you get this guy done. Okay. I'm going to post some Delta Math probably later on this week, just for those of you who, well, it's going to be an assignment, but it'll help some of you who are struggling with this. Okay. So I'm going to give you the paper copy to turn in today, and then complete that if then formative. And then there'll be Delta Math later on this week. I might go ahead and assign it. Couple of things. If you haven't finished your iReady test, it's still open. You need to finish it. If you haven't finished your CFA, that's going to open tomorrow or Thursday, whichever one is your class period. But I'll put instructions in on that a little bit later. Okay. So please, please, please make sure that you're getting caught up on everything. It takes me a really long time to put everything in the grade book. I know you get frustrated when you turn something in and you want it graded that week. Then if you want something graded quickly, turn it in on time, because that's the fastest way for me to grade is when everybody's finished it, I put it in the grade book. Okay. So please make sure that you turn things in on time the first time I assign it and make a due date. Not the second time I extend the due date. Okay. Just because you turned it in, but on the second time that I've extended it, doesn't mean that it's on time. Turn it in the first time. Okay. If you need help, come see me during advisement on Thursday. I know last week was a little crazy. But just come see me on Thursday. Please don't come into my room and say, "Hey, can you change my grade?" Like that's what the what did I miss form is for. Please don't come in and say, "Oh, I did this, this, and this." Like, yes, we know that. It's going to take me a while to put it in. Yes, I know it's quick to just do yours, but it takes me about 5 minutes per student, depending on what it is. Okay, so please fill out the form, follow the process. And then if you have specific questions, come to advisement. Advisement is not to come and yell at me about your grade. Okay, that's not what it's designed for. All right. I will see y'all later.